everybody, and welcome to another video. It's Jamie, and I am going to show you some footage I recorded of me wood carving for the first time. This is a couple of different sessions. I think you'll be able to tell the difference between the two sessions. But this is where I started, and you'll be able to see over the course of this video how much I learn in just 2 sessions of wood carving. So you can see me struggling here. So over the course of these 2 sessions, I learned, hey, you should probably only wear a safety glove on your non-dominant hand. I am right-handed. And so I should have been wearing the safety glove on my left hand. And I should have had a wrapped up thumb for my right hand. So they give you this tape in the Beaver Crafts kit. It's like the tape that sticks to itself. You can get it. It's like medical tape. I've used it before to help with my skin picking. So I was surprised when it was in the craft kit. And I didn't really think about what it was for. I just went straight into this assuming they gave you 2 gloves because you have 2 hands. Great. No, they give you 2 gloves, I guess, if you want to use it on both hands, but like, it was really hard to keep a grip on the carving knife with the glove on my right hand. As you'll be able to see, it can slip. So later in the video, you'll see that I get much more of a command of the carving knife once I am just using the tape on my thumb. I'm still learning, but I was so timid in the beginning, starting to carve. And you see me develop confidence the more I do. But I'm like, I just want to carve out this bit. I'm carving, hopefully, a teddy bear. I've been playing Fable Anniversary, and there's a teddy bear in the game named Rosie. The game is painfully British. You should play it if you haven't played it. It's delightful. It is such a fun game. I love the Fable series, so this is what I wanted to do. This was top of mind. But yeah, you can really see me attacking the negative space, these corners. But it's an exercise in patience. Also, the wood shavings get everywhere. There's so many wood shavings. But I felt really accomplished at the end of both sessions of wood carving because I had worked so hard and my hands ached, or at least my carving hand ached. So I feel like I'm developing some muscles there. I just need to find a good place in my apartment to carve. Probably away from my computer where I can easily sweep up shavings, but it is nice. It is a nice change of pace to try something different, and it's fun to see so much progress being made in terms of my confidence level and the way that I'm executing different maneuvers to get rid of space that I know needs to come off this block. So I've done some sculpture in the past, but it was like with welding and with plaster. I've never done anything with ceramics besides like the stuff that I did in middle school. And I've never done anything with like polymer clay. I should probably explore that a little bit more, but since 2024 is about being aware of my budget and spending mindfully, I kind of just want to use what I have. Also, early on in my carving, I was worried that I didn't have sharp enough knives, and I think I was just being too timid, and my strategy wasn't good, and I think my hands were just slipping too much because I was wearing gloves on both hands. So that is essentially my conclusions I've come to. I am really new to the hobby. So if there's anybody in the comments, anybody watching this that's like, ooh, I am watching her do this and I can see exactly the mistakes she's making, please do chime in. This is a place for backseat gaming. But look at me take these chunks out of these corners. This is satisfying. And then when it gets rounded, you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. My sculpture professor, it was 3D design in college, told us to do things the hard way first. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I could easily just cut this out if I had like a bandsaw, or I could even use a Dremel to cut off some of this excess so that I could really get into carving what I wanted to carve and get rid of the tedium. But I'm learning a lot in this process, and I don't necessarily want to take the easy way out, quote unquote, if there is an easy way out. I kind of want to challenge myself just to get a sense of how to use the knives, what ways I can hold the knife, how to hold the block, in what ways do I get the most leverage. It's just fun to watch this back and see the chips just fly in different directions. I watch YouTube videos while carving. But yeah, I guess while I'm here, I'll give a general life update. And thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am now into my second week for teaching for this spring semester. It has snowed in Pittsburgh and it's really, really cold, as it has been cold everywhere the past week. I've been working not only on my teaching, but on some of my art hobby stuff, posting more to Tumblr, getting things queued up there. I've been posting things to my Ko-fi gallery, free wallpapers if you're interested in some Animal Crossing phone wallpapers for free. You can go check out my Ko-fi page. What else have I been up to besides playing Fable and teaching? I really like my students this semester. I'm really lucky to teach where I teach, and I've been feeling really good this semester. I teach first year writing or freshman writing. So we call it first year now because that just gives a better sense of where someone is at. I mean, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior is helpful, but sometimes people don't follow that like trajectory. Really, you want to look at like what year they're at in that education. Sometimes someone takes a 5th year in college, and I think in an effort to destigmatize, you know, avoiding that like super senior language, I think that's what they're going for. It just adds some clarity, I guess, when advising students. But I teach primarily first-year students, and they're wonderful and really smart, and it's a joy to teach them and to talk about writing. And I also get plenty of time to pursue my hobbies in addition to teaching. Look at me struggle over there, getting those little bits and pieces out. The people who are really good at wood carving make it seem like they're cutting through like butter. But I'm sure it took them a long time to get to that place where they felt super comfortable. And they make it look easy, and that's the problem with watching some people on social media. They just make it all look easy. And then you pick up stuff and you're like, I'm bad and I'll never be good no matter how much work I put into it. It's like, no, no, no. You'll figure this out. You'll also see the blue Sharpie on the side where I am drawing. I draw my shapes so that I have a sense of how much I'm going to cut off. I'm using the Sharpie along with that graphite pencil that I initially drew the bear in, just to block out what I want the bear to be shaped like. And primarily I'm only going with two sides right now. And this I stole from my 3D design professor. That's how she had us deal with like plaster carving, and that was with a hammer and chisel. And that was stressful, feeling like if I hit this the wrong way, I'm gonna break this plaster piece. I really like sculpture though, so once I get a handle of these carving knives, I'm telling you, it's gonna be dangerous. It'll be very fun. But I think I'm just like also just scared of hurting myself. So I'm trying to be very careful. As we found out, I was excessively careful with having two gloves. Alright, we're off to the races, cutting a big chunk off. I was frustrated with how much time this was taking, and I was like, I don't even care, I'll just cut this part off. I was ready, I'm like, I'll redraw it, it's fine. We're gonna go. I wasn't playing nice anymore. This is where I thought I was gonna just cut this like butter, but it was not gonna happen. I know in knife safety, you're told not to cut towards yourself. From what I could read online, I read that cutting towards yourself is often a stable move in wood carving. I'm curious if anybody else knows in the comments what the vibe is. Also, you'll see I'm shaking the camera that is on my canvas light lamp just because of how much pressure I'm putting on the table, shaking the table, because I've got my forearms balanced on the table. And this is where I have given up having both gloves. Here's the tape that I was talking about that sticks only to itself. It is really nice to have, especially if you pick at your thumbs like I do. And you just tear off a piece and wrap it around your finger. You guys like my Kiki's delivery service desk mat? I like it a lot. I got it at Dragon Con. All right, it's securely on, and I start to carve without any safety gloves, and I'm like, no, put on that safety glove, and we're gonna draw. Get vaguely the bear shape that we're looking for. You don't have to be super specific. It's fine. Vague inkling of what this is gonna look like, because you'll draw and redraw this a bunch of times. Start to carve and put that glove back on. So yeah, my little bear is gonna have his arms, or her, I guess, since it's Rosie the bear from Fable. Her arms are gonna be behind her back, So that's where I've drawn it. Also, I should give a therapy update since I've been giving therapy updates for you guys. Also, I just bumped my chair. I'm sorry for the noise. So therapy's been going well. I have another appointment in a couple days. And I've been going in for weekly sessions, but my therapist and I have been talking a lot about my anxiety and how much anxiety I feel on a regular basis. That some days, actually most days, I wake up feeling anxious. I go to bed anxious. I wake up, and I woke up a couple of days ago with this just racing in my chest, and it was terrible. And I couldn't make it go away, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm anxious about. And my entire day was just affected by this anxiety, and I took my as-needed anxiety medication, and it helped a little bit, but it made me feel weird because of just how anxious I was, and then having the medication slow me down. So yeah, just some solidarity with all the folks listening who struggle with regular anxiety. My therapist thinks that I have generalized anxiety disorder, and I'm curious, you know, what other medication routes we can take, but I'm also continuing, you know, cognitive behavioral therapy methods, EMDR. We haven't done an EMDR session in a couple weeks, and I'm curious to try that again. But dealing with negative beliefs I have about myself, and you know, we talked about in my last therapy session about how I always feel like other people are just doing life better than I am. Like they got a guidebook I didn't get. And that I just act wrong. I'm just wrong. That I show up somewhere and I just stick out like a sore thumb or something to that effect. And it's just this deep-seated belief in your own failings, I guess, or I guess I have this viewpoint of myself as always messing up, just continually messing up, and I have a spotlight on me every time I mess up. And I don't think that's the case as much. I mean, that's the anxiety talking, I think. But I will say that doing wood carving is helping with some of the fidgetiness I feel, just getting some energy out, working my hands. I'd love to also get in a regular exercise routine. I have a plan to go to the gym on the campus where I work tomorrow after work, so that'll be nice, I hope. Really just kick my own butt. I'm also struggling with my sleep schedule, but also, you know, in 2024, who isn't struggling with their sleep schedule? I would really love to become a morning person. And I would love to not feel tempted to stay up late. And you see where that tape that sticks to itself was slipping up my finger. That's something to be aware of. And we're just chipping away at it. Bit by bit. How do you eat an elephant, right? Like a little bit at a time. I think I also need to get some sandpaper soon, just to smooth out my surfaces periodically. Oh look, my hair is at the top where I'm leaning into my, my hair's not at the top, it's at the bottom of the screen, where I am leaning into the wood to try to get some leverage. This is how hard I'm trying to make this happen. My dad also told me that you can sharpen these carving knives with some like medium grit sandpaper. I don't know how many people would agree with that, but it's worth trying, I guess. But as we're winding down in my footage, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope you're enjoying all of your hobbies, trying new things, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching.